Have you ever noticed the smartest person in the room is rarely the loudest, while everyone else is trying to prove how much they know? They're quietly watching, listening, thinking. Most people believe intelligence is measured by how much you speak, but psychology suggests something very different. Sometimes the greatest strength is knowing when not to speak, because silence isn't empty. It's full of observation, full of control, and often full of intelligence. So why do highly intelligent people choose silence, even when they have the perfect answer? Let's find out. We live in a world that rewards noise. Social media rewards opinions, meetings reward confidence, and conversations often become competitions. The person who talks the most usually gets the most attention. But attention and intelligence are not the same thing. Think about the people you've admired most: great leaders, successful entrepreneurs, brilliant scientists. Many of them didn't speak just to fill the silence. They spoke because they had something worth saying. And that small difference changes everything. Today, we'll explore the psychology behind silence and why it might be one of the most powerful habits you can develop. Silence creates better thinkers. Imagine you're having an important conversation. One person interrupts constantly. Another listens carefully before answering. Who seems wiser? Most people trust the listener, not because they're quiet, but because they're thoughtful. When we speak too quickly, our brain focuses on responding. When we listen, our brain has more opportunity to process information, notice patterns, and understand context. That's one reason thoughtful listeners often make better decisions. Silence creates space, space to think, space to understand, and space to choose better words. Intelligent people understand something simple. Words can never be taken back, but silence always gives you one more moment to think. Silence is not weakness. Many people confuse silence with insecurity, but they're not the same thing. Someone who constantly needs to prove themselves often speaks to gain approval. Someone who knows their value doesn't always feel that pressure. Quiet confidence isn't about hiding, it's about control. You don't react to every opinion, you don't argue over every disagreement, you choose your battles carefully. That doesn't make you passive, it makes you intentional. Because real confidence doesn't need constant attention, it speaks through actions, not endless words. The power of observation. Most people walk into a room and immediately start talking. They want to be noticed. They want to be remembered. But intelligent people often do something different. They observe. They notice facial expressions, they notice body language, they notice who interrupts, who listens, and who changes their behavior depending on who's watching. Every conversation reveals something, not just through words, but through actions. That's why observation is one of the most underrated skills in life. The more you observe, the more you understand people, and the more you understand people, the better decisions you make. Psychologists often point out that nonverbal communication carries a great deal of meaning in human interaction. A person's posture, eye contact, facial expressions, and tone of voice can reveal emotions that words sometimes hide. That's why silence isn't passive, it's active. You're collecting information without saying a single word, and information is power. Emotional control. Now imagine someone insults you. Most people react immediately. They argue, they defend themselves, or they say something they'll regret later. But emotionally intelligent people pause, not because they don't have an answer, but because they understand something important. Every reaction has a consequence. A few seconds of patience can prevent years of regret. Silence creates distance between emotion and action. That small pause allows your brain to think more clearly. It helps you respond instead of simply reacting. And that's one of the biggest differences between wisdom and impulse. Being silent doesn't mean accepting disrespect. It means choosing the right moment and the right words. Because once words leave your mouth, you can never take them back. But if you wait, you give yourself the chance to choose a better response. Sometimes the strongest reply is calm confidence, not louder words. Final lesson. The next time you find yourself in a conversation, don't feel pressured to speak just because everyone else is talking. Instead, listen, observe, think. Because silence isn't about having nothing to say. It's about knowing that not every thought needs to become words. The people who make the biggest impact are rarely the ones who speak the most. They're the ones whose words carry meaning. Remember, knowledge may help you answer questions, but wisdom helps you know. Which questions are worth answering? Sometimes the strongest person in the room is the one who stays calm while everyone else loses control. The smartest person may never try to prove they're smart, and that's exactly why people respect them. So the next time silence fills the room, don't rush to break it, use it. Because silence isn't empty. It's where observation grows, it's where discipline begins, and it's where wisdom is built. If this video changed the way you think about silence, then it has already served its purpose. Real growth doesn't happen overnight. It happens through small changes, repeated every single day. If you want to understand psychology, build stronger discipline, and master the way you think, you're in the right place. Subscribe to Zak Ascend and join us as we explore the ideas that shape successful lives. Until next time, stay curious, stay disciplined, and always rise above.